Hello, everyone. My name is Webb. I'm here today to tell you that you are fabulous. And today we have my friend, Mike Dozer on the show. Yay!
Yay. Thanks for having me, Webb.
Absolutely. We love having you. You are fabulous. All right. So let us go back. How did we meet Mike? How? How did it all happen?
We met on a dating show that took place in a car, at the back of a car. Real classy, origin story for this.
Right. And what was the company that did it? Do we remember?
It was called Go 90.
Okay. And then, but there was also like a company that did the whole thing. There was more than just, the actual car date was called Third Wheel, right?
That's right.
Okay. And our show never made it on the actual air. I don't think it ever really did.
Yeah, I think they chose some of them for TV, and we weren't one of those, but we were still online.
Okay, I did see the online version of it. But then, did you have to audition for it, or how did you get on the show?
Yeah, for those of us that aren't huge stars like you, we have to audition like a normal person. So I had to send a video in talking about what I was looking for in a man's. And I filmed mine in a car because,
Okay. Were you in the car alone and they just asked you questions?
It was during my carpool home because I was a working gal. So it was the other person in my carpool.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, there we go. And so I saw it on lacasting.com. It was just like a job. It was $80. I needed the money, of course, out of work actor. Like, I was like, oh boy. So I just did it for fun. And they called me. Well, first I made a video. They're like, make a video, shows your personality. You want to be on a car date. And so I made the video with JLo Barbies. And literally 5 minutes later, they called me and they said, oh my gosh, come on the show, bring the Barbies. Come in and talk to us. So I came in with the Barbies and I talked to them and they're like, well, what are you looking for in a man and everything? And, and I said, I'm just, a nice guy somewhere around my age. I didn't really know how to answer. I'm like, I don't know anyone here. I just moved here from Colorado and everything. And so they're like, okay, well, we love the Barbies. If you come on the show, we want you to bring the Barbies. And we'll hopefully find a guy for you. Yes. So I had the meeting with them, all young, all these kind of chic, fabulous people at this place. And it was in Santa Monica, correct?
It was. Yeah,
okay.
It
was right. So then like a month later, they called me and they said, oh, we've got a guy for you. And so I was like, okay, great. So I'll come down, I'll meet him and everything. And then and I actually saw a girl, Sierra, who worked there, and we went to high school together at Douglas County High School. Small world. Her name was Sierra Middlebrooks, and I talked to her before, and she's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm meeting some guy for a car date. And she's like, oh, great. It'll be great, and everything. And so then we get there, and also they put hot mics on us, right? Yeah, and it was totally staged. It's a reality show, you guys. Everything was staged. It's not real. But it's like a pretend car date, right? So what is the premise of the show?
Oh God, yeah. So the premise of the show was it's two strangers, even though we met while we were sitting next to each other on the couch, waiting to go in the car. It's two strangers going on a date in the back of a car while two hosts talk to us and ask us really deep, meaningful questions, like what I thought about Kim Kardashian, and trying to some sort of connection between the two of us. But you were the decider. So if you didn't like me, they were going to kick me out of the car. You remember that? You had my whole fate in your hands.
I did. And you had really smooth lines and I was not smooth in any way, shape, or form through the entire thing. I was a mess. But we and it was hosted by Hunter March, right? And I think the girl was Lauren Elizabeth. And Hunter is now on E! News. Like,
he is. He's done such a good job. Yeah.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Yeah. So go him. So we knew him before he totally made it.
Started from the bottom.
Right. No, but it was really fun. So
so fun.
So they get us in hot mics. They told us to go to the car. We meet the host. I got the JLo Barbies, and then you have to get out of the car first, right? And they are interviewing me, and they're like,
yeah, so it started with they only had you in the car. They only had
me
up. Yeah.
And I had to pick you up. pick you up off the street on a car date. And I
been
did.
there, yeah.
Right? And I did. And then you get in the car, and I think, well, before even before they picked us both up, we were both on the street. Because first they picked me up, and then you remember we had a hot mics on, we were talking.
We were across the street from each other, and we kept talking to each other, and they told us to stop.
And they told us to stop because they could hear us. I'm such a stupid bitch. Like, oh my God. I should have known as an actor, hot mic. I was like, I had no idea, you know? So I was like,
I wasn't a professional, so I don't feel bad. I did everything the best I could.
I totally should have known that. I was just being so stupid. So I was like, oh, okay, well, strike one. But they picked us up, and then when we talked and everything, and then they made us play a couple games. They made us play a guessing game, or how much do you know? Who said it, right? Who said it first?
Yeah,
and it was either a Kim Kardashian. We had like little, I don't know, like cards in our hand, or little sticks in our hand.
Like the little paddle things. Yeah.
Like a paddle game. And it was either Kim Kardashian on it or Kanye West, right?
Right.
And it was who said it first, or who said it. And you totally beat me. It was like 7-2. So it's like, okay, this kid knows pop culture way better than even I do. I was like, what is going on right now? And then I really messed up, because then we did the cutie thing. They made us bob for cuties. And I think that's what the episode was then called.
I think that's what it was called too, bobbing for cuties.
Bobbing for cuties. And I have never bobbed for anything before, people out there. So me, being the stupid bitch, once again, I dunk my whole head in the water. Okay, and water goes everywhere. It goes all over Mike. It goes all over the back of the car. And we're just like, ah! It was a mess. And we had to stop production for a second. And I take my head out. It's all wet. And me, being even more stupid, I didn't take it out of my mouth and bob for more. I started chewing on it. I'm like, wait, like what the hell? I started chewing it. I remember they had me open the car door, and they're like, get that damn cutie out of your mouth. And I just like spit this orange goo out my mouth on the street. And then they were probably like, wow, we can't use this episode, because I looked like a wet dog. All this whole part of my hair was wet. And they really didn't dry me off. And it was just...
You're being hard on yourself. Like, I don't blame you that much. They had you dunking your head in a cooler full of water in traffic. Like, the car was moving, the water was moving. Like, you were set up for failure.
And it was really full. Like, the water was literally...
It was so full.
It was...
It was so full. So I don't blame you for most of that. Chewing that was on you. But, like, everything else I don't think was your fault.
Thanks. Anyway, and then they made us... What were the last lines they said? Because they made us have lines, and you... like it's going in the right direction or something, and you said something very clever. I don't really know quite what you said, but it was something like right course or right way or anyway. But I kept you in the car. I said, yes, it's gonna work. And I thought they were going to make us kiss like they did in most of the episodes, and they really didn't ask that. I don't know why. If it was, they thought it was awkward. I mean, I would have done it if they would have asked, but I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah. No, yeah. They said it was like, they said our connection was so evident it would have felt like too much. I remember that, because I was like, I don't know if
they did. well, that's when I met you in the lobby before the date started. I was like, oh, he can talk more than me, so that's hard to do.
To be fair, I was working as a pop culture reporter, so I was supposed to know Kardashian, I was supposed to talk. So
yeah, you knew it all. You knew it all.
And
okay,
yeah. It's your show. Yeah. I'm just here to tell my story.
I totally tell your story. So they were, we got back to the lobby after the car date, you know, after the failure of the wet dog face. And we, of course, exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
And they say we're going to make $80, and I never got $80. Did you?
No.
Okay. So no wonder the company went under. Okay. So neither of us got paid for this, but how rich are we that we got this friendship out of it? All right. So that's what we did out of it. Too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That $80 can, you know, well, I actually really needed it, but you know, anyway, though, so we get each other's numbers, and then we see each other again, like a week later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And where did we go?
I think you had said you wanted to get Mexican, but at the time I was not very cultured. So I only suggested Chipotle, and you being the gentleman you are, said, sure, trash. Like, we can go to Chipotle.
No, not at all. Are you kidding? I didn't get my $80. I couldn't get Gordo real Mexican restaurant. And I love Chipotle, by the way. It's really good. But we went, but which Chipotle did we go to? Because that's very specific on how the night went.
That's true. I feel like we went to the one, it was near Rodeo.
It was literally on Rodeo Drive. You're absolutely right.
So near it was on it. Yeah.
It was on it. Yes. No. And that's the whole thing, because you were all pop culture reporter and you want to talk celebrities on the red carpet. I said, oh my God, I want to be Ryan Seacrest too. We all do. He's America's sweetheart, the whole 9 yards. And then I was like, okay, well, we'll go to Rodeo Drive. And we wanted to do, star spotting. We wanted to spot celebrities, which we did. Now, who did we see on the street that I didn't know, but you did?
I was so excited. We saw Mohamed Hadid. This was like peak Mohamed Hadid. Like, his house had just been featured on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Gigi and Bella were first starting up. Like, it was a big deal.
Okay, and this is a huge deal. And I had never watched the Housewives before. I was like,
okay, you thought I was like insane.
I was like, who the hell is Mohamed Hadid? Like, what the hell? And then everyone was taking pictures with him. And I think it was just like his son or maybe like a nephew walking with him or something, but like he was like his camera guy. He wasn't in any of the photos. So obviously he didn't seem like he was on the show maybe. Had you ever seen that young guy that was with him?
No, I think that was literally like a bystander.
No, well, I don't know. He kept walking with him all night, so maybe it was like a bodyguard or like his best friend. Anyway,
didn't do a very good job because we got right there.
We got right there, but no, he was so gracious. He literally took a picture with everyone on Rodeo Drive. Like, he kept doing it over and over again.
We ruined his night.
Yeah. Well, no, because you were like, oh my God, it's him. And then me being, I was like, oh, we need a picture. So I just ran up to him. I was like, yeah, no, totally. I think
I'm
it was
so
very
grateful
great.
you did that, by the way. I would have never had the guts. No.
Oh, no, me and celebrities. Oh my, I mean, Insta moments. I can't deal. No, that's when you see a moment, you got to run. So it's very fun meeting him. And it was also great because at Chipotle, you eat just as slow as I do. And I was like, oh my God, not only does he talk as much as I do, he eats as slow as I do. These people.
That was magical.
Yeah, the host at the car date knew. They're like, no, these are the same queers. They get it. They get it. So we ate really slow and talked about boys there. But then we also learned that you, well, maybe it was after. I don't know. We talked about boys, and then we saw Mohamed Hadid, and then we went back to your place. Now, where did you stay in Los Angeles when you were there? Was that a particular neighborhood, or do you remember?
I don't remember the neighborhood.
Well, it was really pretty, wherever we were.
It was like the stereotypical neighborhood, like where everybody lives when they first get out there. Like Mario Lopez lived out there when he was like a struggling actor. Like, it was like the apartment complex where you were like starting. But it was, in Burbank, like a mile down the street from like the Warner lot.
Okay. And it was really pretty. I thought it was beautiful and everything. I was like, wow, go Mike, here we go. So we get back there and then we go by the pool. All right. And by the pool, you kind of revealed to me that you've never had an experience, correct? With a man.
Oh, yeah, that was correct. Yeah.
Yes. And I had just told you my first story of the very first time I had sex, which everyone has heard that story. Every single person in the world has heard that story. So, so I tell my story and then you say, oh, I've never really had experience. And then very sweetly, like I asked my first guy, you asked, if I could kiss you. And oh, my response, you guys, I'm just the best date in the world. I'm actually a horrible date, but I had recently, maybe 3 weeks before met him, I had oral sex with a man who was HIV positive at a Sheraton hotel right next to Disneyland. And he said he was HIV positive, but it was undetectable. At the time, I didn't know what that meant. I had never been tested for any STDs. I was like, and he asked, so Mike asked me, can I have a kiss? And I just break down and cry. And I not only cried for like a little bit, I cried for probably the next 3 hours, throwing all my shit onto his shoulders. And Mike just sits there and he takes it like a champ. And he never like made fun of me or dissed me. He just listened and nodded and was very supportive. We even ended up in my car and I was still crying. Like it was, I just, of course I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't know if I had an STD. I don't know how you contracted them. Eventually I did go to Planned Parenthood. I had been tested twice. You should get it tested every 6 months, everybody. Wear condoms. I do not have HIV or any STDs, but I didn't know that at the time. And so that kind of was and then you were leaving back to Virginia. And so I kind of just messed up that end of the night. It was, I'm so sorry, Mike, because
I do not have to be sorry.
Because I totally would have kissed you. And, we've talked about that now, and then, yeah. But then I want to know though, how did your first kiss go? Like with an actual guy? How did it go?
It was like a couple days later in a club. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, there we go.
Yeah, just how you always do it. Yeah. No romantic affection at all. I think this guy literally grabbed me and did it. And I was like, oh, all right. So, yeah.
All right. Was he
I wish
handsome?
it was more romantic, but it wasn't.
And then you also had, then eventually, I don't know if a year later or you had a boyfriend, correct?
Oh yeah, well we went on our date 4 years ago. I've had not to brag, I've had 3 very unsuccessful relationships since our date. So.
Well, I have never had a relationship, so you're still winning on that. Never, I mean, literally just recently, just this year, I had sex with the same person more than once.
Which
is that sad. It's so sad is what it is, Mike. You guys.
It's not sad. You gotta honor the path you're on.
I know.
Like 4 years ago too.
No, seriously. It was a New Year's resolution in 2019. I was gonna do it and I didn't accomplish it till March of 2020. So, I mean, I get there. I take a while, but I get there.
You got it in before the pandemic.
I did. I lost my job. I told I couldn't come back to work at my restaurant job on March 16th. It happened on March 17th. That was like my birthday. I was like, oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, happy birthday. Oh. Happy birthday.
Right. Anyway, I'm so glad I met you on this car date. You're absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see you. You told me you're coming to Colorado, right?
Yeah, once the world is back to normal, I'm coming to Colorado.
Okay, fabulous. And we're gonna see each other and it's gonna be amazing. You gotta come to Glenwood Springs though in the Roaring Fork Valley because it's the most beautiful part, especially Aspen. Yeah.
I can do that. I think I can trouble myself to go to Aspen.
Yes, no, you have to trouble yourself. That's where magic happens. Believe me. Believe me, because I had a very romantic kiss there, but you know the story. Anyway,
I love this.
Oh my God, it's the greatest story ever told, Yeah, step aside, Jesus Christ. Let me tell you. He's going to when I actually tell the story.
I just busted your audio with that laugh.
Right. Anyway, thank you for doing this with us today and being our guest and telling our story of how we met. You look great. You're so amazing. What a first date. Who knew that it would be in the back of a car? And one day, I think it's going to happen. I will kiss you the next time I see you. It's going to happen. I promise.
Yeah, Mark Webb's words, audience. This is...
Yes, mark my words. Even if I have a boyfriend, even if I'm married, I can just say I'm an actor. It's going to happen. They'll get it. And it's gays too. So, they'll probably just join in with us,
Things I wanted to talk about, and I forgot to mention one of them. But
what was it?
Save it next time. They cast me around you, which I feel like would have been interesting. Like that's why it took them a month. They were like looking for a match. Like
that's right. That's right. Because I'm sure
they told all of us everything about you, and they were looking for one of us that would vibe with you. So like, I found out like literally the day after I auditioned because they had like had you in the can forever.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
they were like, he was an actor on Modern Family. Like this kid was everywhere, and so all of us were supposed to be like, ooh.
Oh, well, that was a lie. I may have been in the background. I wasn't an actor. Oh my God. Wow, they really buttered me up.
Well, they did. They were looking for your perfect match.
Well, and they delivered. J-Lo was on my side. Of course, thank you, Mike, for being on the show with us today. I enjoyed talking to you so much. And as always, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on those bell notifications to get reminders about new videos. Please like, comment, and share this video. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll see you next Friday.